Alright, we just harvested a little boar. My son Rowdy just shot it. He actually shot it late last night with a bow and arrow. And it took us till about 9 o'clock this morning to finally locate it. We had tracked it down the canyon. It spun around on us, went over the canyon, down all the way to the bottom, about 200 yards. And then last night we backed off on it at about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And we came back this morning and picked up the blood trail and found it in the bottom of the river. But we're going to demo the two knives, the new injection molding. We got the 5-inch MANŌ, all injection molding, new guards, and we also have the injection molding big game skinner. The other knife we're going to demo out too is the saw blade, 7-inch saw blade. So we're doing the gutless method. We're going to make the incision at the tail. And the reason we do it at the tail and not between the ears is because it's usually really thick. But we're going to show you how easy the plastic works versus the other. And it's basically works just as good as the aluminum ones, half the price. And on a pig, we actually got to remove the front shoulder first. You can see this is a nice healthy pig. He's got lots of fat on him. The rib cage ought to be nice and good on him. So we're going to spin around and pop the front shoulder off first. We come in, we spin it around the leg, open it at 360. Then we're just coming right back in. Way up, and it slices it like butter. Just come right back. Using the bottom ulu blade, which is our guided skinner. Al, can I get you to hold that leg? You can see how thick that hide is. We're just going to come right in. Al wasn't with us last night, but he was kind enough to come in this morning and help us find it. We actually drug it all the way out of the canyon. Cleaned the pig up so we can shoot the video. Spin around. And when we do the front shoulder, we're never switching knives. We're always using the big game skinner because we can just come right under. There's no bones on the front shoulder. And by taking this off first, it opens us up for the back strap. So we're going to spin around the leg to pop the joint. Gotta find that happy spot. And see how easy that is once you find it. Spins it, breaks it off that easy. You're gonna come back in, skin this down some more. And we only want to skin enough hide to open up to get the back strap. So we find that spine, got lots of fat on him, and that hip bone is right there. Just run your hand. We're going to go to 45. And then we're coming right along that spine. All all the way up to his ears. I'm doing this one backwards. I usually come from the front back. Looks like he had a broken rib there at one time. That rib is sticking up higher than the rest. Pop that off. Put it right in the cooler. Okay, now we're going to come spin around the back leg. Basically, we're doing the same thing. Roll that hide over. You can see our cuts. We cut that hawk to put ropes on him, drag him out of the canyon. Now, when you hear easier is better, so nice and easy, and it just slices right through. So we've done elk, moose, caribou, buffalo, and hands down the toughest hide is the wild boar. We just were down in Louisiana gator hunting, and even the alligators down there, they got nothing on the wild boar. Basically, you just take your time. As long as you keep that housing flush with the meat, you'll minimize your nicks on it. And if you're saving the hide, you can even go slower, a little bit slower, and it also minimizes the nicks on the hide. And it's always helpful to have an extra set of hands. And all I'm doing is staying right flush with the bone. Okay. Now when I do this, I don't just open it up from the wishbone. I let that leg go back down. I come back in. I come right to where the spine was. So I'm coming. I'm finding that hip bone, peeling around it. And then you got the butt bone, which is right there. And all you want to do is go right around it. And then we peel back to the top side of that hip bone, which is right there. You can see it right there. Now we're going to open him up like a wishbone. We're not going in the gut pile at all. We don't have to split the pelvis. You can see that popped right there. And that first cut makes it so much easier because you can see the angle. It's almost at a 90. If we weren't making that first incision on the top, you end up losing a lot of meat. But it's that easy. Then we're going to spin around. And all we're going to do actually should be, maybe I'm out of practice. All right. No, just got to go up a little bit higher. You feel that, and if it don't get good separation, just give it a couple twists. Come back in with the MANŌ. That way you're not cutting or dulling your blade on the bone. It's that quick. So we're going to come in and pop out the tenderloins. So again, where that last rib is in the hip bone, we're just going to come right in. And all we got to do, you got to think of it, it's right on the other side of that spine. So we're just on the other side, right to the inside. Need a little tenderloin, but that's your morsel. Take that, wrap it in bacon, throw it on the barbecue. It's good stuff. So there's a little tenderloin. We're gonna throw that right on ice. And we're doing all this without gutting. All right. See that old wound there? I kind of like that way better. And we got the rib cage, just like that. We're going to repeat and do the same thing on the other side. Again, we're going to go around the front shoulder, get it off first. And you can see how easy that is. You got to pull a little bit harder when you get to that tough hide. We don't know how long that he's had that other wound, but when he came in last night, he didn't look like he was injured at all. Looked like a completely healthy pig. It's actually a good thing we harvested him so he wouldn't have to suffer anymore. But it looked like that other wound was probably a couple of weeks old, so the amount of healing that was on it. The wound had totally healed up. Again, we're just coming in, right down. And I didn't scan quite enough on that front. That. And again, we're going where that obvious joint is, just down from that. You know, so we go right where the obvious is. You can do it both ways on the front. It's always nice when you get the good. Again, I'm going to get all that hair stuff out of there. We find that hip bone coming back at a 45. We're coming right down. And you can see we actually changed the design to accommodate your finger. I like to hold the Mako just like that. Allows you a little more pressure on the housing. And there's the back strap coming in on that back leg. We're spinning 360. We throw that hide back so we can cut through that loose stuff. It's just a matter of getting that started. Once you get it started, and we're actually going real easy. If you go real hard here, you'll actually cut through that hock. Get that way. And again, when you're on the around the Achilles tendon, just go a little bit slower. Pigs have stubby feet, so you want to watch that you don't whack your partner. Kind of get my waist there. That butt going. So again, we find that last rib bone, come in, right along, reach in, and then tenderloin number 2. We're going to come in with the saw. Actually, be left-handed. Outline that rib. Again, this can be done on all animals. The anatomy is the same, whether it's a pig, deer. He's got little ribs, so it's a little bit different. And rib cage number 2. So that's it. That's the saw attachment. Works great deer, buffalo, elk. And then you have the injection molding. They work just as good as the other ones. Until next time, happy hunting and be safe.